Branden here, and time for more Branden's boy problem. So I've officially been in New York for 5 months now, and dating feels hopeless. Now, I was not expecting this to happen so soon. Like, it's New York City, it's the biggest city in the country. Like, what other city could have more gay people as options than New York City? But I'm just like, where are the men? Like, it has been like disaster after disaster here. Like, dating is hard. It's like hard enough to try to get a date because guys are so flaky. And I get it, like, New York is so expensive. Like, everyone's hustling, working like a billion jobs, trying to stay afloat. And it's like hard to prioritize dating where you're worried about like rent and food and even having money to like go out and etc. So I can get that, but I'm like, damn, like, there's no one here that prioritizes dating or that actually makes plans and like sticks with it. Like, it is hard. And then it's like, people don't want to pay for dates. It's like they want to go be like, split the bill. And to me, that's not dating. Like, that's gross. I didn't ever have to pay in college. So I'm like, why am I paying as an adult? Like, this is awful. Like, this was an adult in college, but like, ew, it's not a date if we're splitting the bill. That's literally just two friends hanging out. And then it's like, if we split the bill, like, I really have no interest in ever seeing you again. And then it's like, if I do really get a guy that does pay and takes you on nice dates and I'm like literally not attracted to him whatsoever, and I'm like, why are all the cute guys broke? And then I'm like, it also does feel like a lot of the guys that I'm attracted to or like that are my type and like actual tops or whatever are already in relationships, like open relationships. And it's like, I want to date and find my own man. Like, I don't want to keep having to get with other people's men or just have to settle being friends with benefits with a guy in an open relationship. It's like, that is such a turnoff to me. And like, I never even liked guys in open relationships. I like guys that are willing to cheat and be with me because it actually shows like you're willing to like sacrifice your relationship or like willing to jeopardize your relationship to be with me. And like, that's a turn on. Like, I like that. And then again, it's like the most consistent guy I've been with since being here is DL, married, can't speak English. And I'm like, how is this New York City dating for me? Like, this is crazy. This is not what I expected. And it's like, I had friends here before that were already like bitter and jaded about dating in New York. And I was like, that's not gonna be me. Like, I'm gonna have a great time. I'm always gonna be going on dates. I'm always gonna be out meeting men. And I'm like, this is rough. Like, and even the dating apps, it's like you would expect New York has the more options than anywhere else since there's such a huge gay population. And it's like, I pay for all my dating apps, so I have the filters to filter out all the guys I don't want. Like, I don't want to deal with faceless profiles anymore. I don't want to deal with skinny guys. Like, I always like guys bigger than me. It's like, I want to deal with tops. Like, I don't want to deal with fucking burst guys. You have to wonder if they're like actual really burst, which seems to be maybe like 10% of like burst guys, or they're like 90% chance they're just a bottom claiming to be burst because they topped like last year or 2 years ago. Like, again, I top like once or twice a year. Granted, I haven't topped in like 3 years, but I'm like, again, I'm not gonna call myself versed because I've topped someone before. That does not make me versed. Like, I'm not looking to top you, or if I'm not ever looking for a guy to top, I'm not versed. Like, when I've topped someone, it just happened like spontaneously with a guy that does identify as a top, and like maybe we randomly flipped like once or twice, like with my ex. But I'm like, that doesn't make us versed if we flip positions once or twice a year. Like, if I'm not actively looking for guys to top, then I am not versed. Like, I only want guys that are tops or that are going to top me 99% of the time. So that's another dating frustration issue. And then with all our other factors that we don't like I'm not really into older guys. Like, I like guys close to my age. That definitely limits the dating pool as well. But like, I want at least within 5 years. But like, I may be willing to go like younger. I'm not really that into older. But that also makes it harder. Then I'm not pause friendly, so that cancels out a lot of guys too. So it's really just like, gay dating's impossible. I guess this is why studies show that gay men are more likely to end up alone than any other group, just because we're so picky. But I feel like I'm not even being that picky. Like, just be close to my age, be a top, be attractive, be willing and open to date, be a gentleman. Like, at least be willing to pay for the first date. Like, I'm willing to pay maybe later down, like second date, but I'm like, the first date, like, if we're splitting the bill, that's not a date to me, and then it just ruins the whole experience. And then I'm like, I'm just not that into you. And then everyone is just looking for sex because like, sex is easy, it's no commitment and no whatever. And then guys are also so inconsistent. Like, I've had guys I went out with like 3 months ago like hitting me up online being like, oh, I want to do this together and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I haven't seen you for 3 fucking months. Like, you are dead to me. Like, why are you still talking to me? Like, I need consistency. Like, quality time is my love language. Physical touch is my love language. Like, I don't have time for you to only be able to make time to see me, like, every few months. Like, boy, get the fuck out of my face. But yeah, it's just rough out here. And it's like I had an awful date yesterday, even though he was like visiting from out of town. But we like went all over the city. We showed him all the sights to see. We took pictures together. We were like, kissing, making out, holding hands. He was like sucking my boobs in public. And like then when he gets to dinner and it's time to pay, he's like, are we splitting this? I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, this isn't a date. I'm like, we've literally been doing date shit all fucking day. And now you want to say it's not a date when the bill comes? And he was like buying me stuff earlier and like offering. And then it's like, now the bill comes, you don't want to pay. Like, fuck you. Like, I'm so over men. And he's not even from here, but I'm like, men everywhere are just awful. Like, dating feels awful than like a decade ago. And I don't know if it's just because I was younger, I wasn't expected to ever pay for anything, but I'm like, how do people deal with this? Like, I really do not have the patience for this anymore. So I'm like, ugh. And I was hoping, like, cuffing season, first cuffing season in New York, like, I want to have someone to spend the holidays with, do cute stuff, travel together, and make TikToks. Like, I want that again, but it is not looking good with the quality of men that I'm seeing in New York City. Visitors or even locals, it's all just a big disappointment. I'm trying to stay optimistic. I'm trying not to be jaded, but I'm like, dating in Atlanta was way better than this, but Atlanta, they're all broke and bums and can't even afford to take you on dates. And I'm just like, yeah, they're at least consistent and show up and make time for you. But I guess because they don't have a demanding job, or rent to pay. But this is just not what I was expecting for New York City. But again, I'm still trying to feel optimistic, but it's really feeling like dating is hopeless here. But still, fingers crossed, cupping season, hoping I find love. We'll see. Thanks for joining for this episode of Branden's Boy Problems.